I think I'm live. Hello, hello. Hi, my name is Tracy. I'm with Craft a Simple Life. I just thought I'd come on tonight and see how things are going and say hello to everyone and hopefully get some a little bit of stitching done and just update you guys on what's going on with me. If you are here and you want to say hello, please feel free to message in chat. If you hear background noise, that would be my children's being weird, so my apologies for that, but that's kind of my life, so you'll have to get used to that. If you are here and you can hear me and the video is good, just let me know. Maybe one of you guys could go into another room and make sure that the sound is okay. Thank you. So yeah, just thought I'd update with what I've been up to. I have been ill for a while, in and out of being able to craft, and I'm still not working, and so just an update with that. What I have been working on though is my hexagons. I have been working on some diamonds. So this is the Stonehenge, and I've got lots of different styles. I will be putting them together in sort of an ombre look, so I thought I'd go through and show you guys what I've got. And hello Delia, how are you? Thank you very much for joining me tonight. You can hear everything okay? And that's another one. So I've been working on these for the last 6 months or so, and just trying to get up to date on them, trying to get them finished because I'd like to get them long-armed, which will be the first quilt that I've sent away to long-arm, and my kids are tweaking at the moment. Oh my goodness, distracting in the background. And so this is one, and then another. Hello Brenda, how are you tonight? Just showing off some of my diamonds that I've been working on over the last probably 6-7 months or so. Slow but sure, everything in my life is slow. And that's the way I like it at this point. I'm not doing too much, but that's enough for me. You remember those days, Delia? Yes, I have a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old, and they're a handful some days, but love them lots. They encourage me to go on tonight, so that's good too. Getting into the greens and the blues. And yeah, so eventually I have the rest of it cut out, and eventually I will get to starting to put them together, but I wanted to wait until they were all done so I could map them out a little bit better. I wasn't liking how it was going at the beginning, and so I wanted to wait for a little bit and just see how it goes. This one I kind of got things got away from me, and I started to add on this side instead of on the bottom, but oh well, because eventually the white will go all the way around anyways. And yours are 37, 35, and 33. I see. So not that much younger than me then. I'm 43. So I'm in that weird in-between stage with everybody. Everybody seems to be 10 years older or 10 years younger than me around here. Except James. James is the only one that isn't. He's the same age as me, which is a little bit weird, but you know, it is what it is. So how is everybody tonight? I just got a thumbs up from the other side of the room. That's cute. And I'm getting random messages. Oh, that's okay. And now we're into my favorites, the purples.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
And
No, I don't want to.
You've always, Delia says that she's always lived in neighborhoods where we were the youngest. You know, I used to be like that. When I was with my ex-husband, we were one of the youngest in the group, always. In fact, I like to make fun of one of my best friends, because, you know, he's old, he's 50, which is just me being mean, but it bugs him, and that's all that matters. Another gray. See, those are all over the place because they've probably fallen 10,000 times, but... And then the cat likes to play with them, and I never know what's going on. And a blue. Hi, child, who's staring at me. And then we've got some oranges too, which are beautiful. I actually am not usually an orange fan, but I do really like that. Hello, Melissa. How are you tonight? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. You don't think you'd have the patience for that? You know what? When I first started getting sick again, and so those of you who don't know, I do have fibromyalgia along with other things, and depending on the day, it depends on how much I can get done and what I can do. The last couple of years I've been in a flare, so it's been very difficult for me, but I'm just trying to get done as much as I can. When I'm really, really bad, the only thing I can do is basically lay in bed. So for a long time that was the only thing I could do, was literally stitching, hand stitching. And the other thing that I've been working on that I've finished is actually this, well, almost finished, is this very furry from my cat pillowcase. And I did the hand quilting on this myself. So that's what I've been working on most recently. This was something I started at a cottage that I went to with my family and wanted to get it done. So I just need to seal up one side and put a zipper in the other side, and then that one's done. But my cat has decided that it is hers. It ended up on her pillow and it's hers. So I'm assuming that I'm just going to put a pillow in it and it will be hers. Thank you, Brenda. And thank you, Delia. Practically Creative says that she's canning pork tonight. Weren't you doing chicken earlier?
What?
Thank you, Melissa. Slow mode. Oh, I thought maybe because everybody's having issues with trolls, I thought putting it on the slow mode would help. It's only on 30 seconds. I'll probably change it the next time I do it. So you can talk every 30 seconds. Brenda Foley says, I'm brain dead. My normal Friday night clock out air escapes my balloon. I completely understand. I was having a good day today, and I was actually just having a few minutes rest before I came on, and I thought, you know what, I just need to rip the Band-Aid off and get on the internet and just start doing what I need to do. So what is everybody else up to tonight other than Melissa's canning pork? Anybody working on anything? Is anybody watching Sobaka tonight? Yes, then I cooked a whole pork leg when we had them freezer, so it's got to be canned. Ah, yes, that would help. Lots of preparation. I've never done any canning. I'm not much of a cook, so that's probably why. And yeah, so the other thing that I thought that I would show tonight is what how I'm storing my hexies. So I was carrying everything around with me, and this is literally what I take with me when I'm out and about. So when I'm working on anything at a doctor's office, or wherever I am, if I'm visiting my mom or if I'm waiting for my kids, waiting in the car for them, this is my kit. This is everything that I need to do the EPP. Basically, this one holds a whole bunch of hexagons, and I've got them in order as to how I want to sew them. I do a flower first, and then I go around the edges to do the white around the edges with the diamonds. And then in this one, I have a pair of scissors which go missing on a regular basis. As we all know, the scissors go missing on a regular basis. So my backup is nail clippers. And if I need to, I'm being stared at by my kids again. If I've lost my scissors, then I always have a backup of my nail clippers. And then also when I break a nail, because that happens regularly. And I carry 2 things of thread. And now these are 80 weight Aurifil. They're a little bit not softer. No, that's not the word. They break fairly often, so I do like to use something like magic thread, but I don't always carry it with me. And but I do try to keep it in my bag. If it's not in my purse, it is in my sack with everything else in it. And then I keep a couple of different thimbles in here, depending on my mood and depending on how sore my fingers are. Depends on which size I use and which finger I use. And so those are the 2 main thimbles that I use, a clover, and I think this is, actually I think they're both clovers. So that's those, and yes, so it looks like everybody's going to watch Sobeka tonight, which is good. My husband was, Delia says, my husband would love if that was all I would have to take with me. You know, I'm a bit of a minimalist. Sorry, I'm just grabbing my little one. My littlest one. I just completely lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. Scissors disappear all the time around here. It's usually my fault. Yeah, they have legs. I swear, they have legs. And Delia, did you buy a machine last night? Yes, 80 weight is pretty thin. It's the thinner, minimalist. Thank you, Melissa. Yes, I'm pretty much a minimalist when it comes to what I can take with me. I try to be at the very least, because the more I put on my bag, the more I have to carry, and that's just not good for my shoulders. So, and that's Ginny, by the way. She's our little kitty. She's a good girl, but she doesn't particularly like to be held. No, but I did talk to Zach. We'll call him back. Ooh, that's exciting, Delia. For anybody who doesn't know, last night, had a long arm, a handy quilter? Long arm night. I didn't watch very much of it. I watched a little bit. But it's way out of my price range and way out of my space range. So I didn't watch very much. I didn't want to get too distracted and want one with the minimalism is not such a, fun thing. So I love my after eights. So this is where I've been keeping my extras. These are just ones that I've worked on over the last little while when I was working on the 100 hexies. So I've just got a whole bunch prepped, and one day I will make just a scrappy quilt. Sorry, apparently I am a little tired at this point. And my little hexagon pin cushion. And then normally I keep the rest of my supplies in my bag that I got. Days for Girls is where I got it from on EPP, on Etsy. So I bought that bag because I thought, I'm not a bag maker and I am never going to get it done. So I will just go ahead and pay someone else that is... Kids being weird. Pay someone else that is in need, and that's what this is. And then I keep some of my pre-cut squares in here, and then I've got a whole stack of ready to go hexagons for the project that I'm working on right now. And just some scissors and jack, because we all need jack. and just a couple other odds and ends in this package. I have a mini Fiskars rotary cutter that I keep in here, and some hexagon templates, and a very small ruler. Yes, Tula. Tula is one of the reasons why I actually started EPP in the beginning. So that was, it sort of meant something to me that I got the fabric for that in the Tula pink. And I use several different types of templates. I made my own on my Cameo machine, which is similar to a Cricut. Oh, I get the Pepsi that you just opened? Thank you. Appreciate that. And then I also have some pre-purchased ones from, why can't I remember her name? Anyways, and then I also have some other ones that I have either hand cut or cut with my Cricut machine or Cameo machine, and that's freezer paper. So those are the different types that I use for my hexagons. Now I love the plastic templates. I really love the plastic templates. However, it's not as easy to do like those Y seams that you need to do. So I do like to use around the edges of something. I do like to use the freezer paper for the edges of things. Oh, thank you, Melissa, for sharing on Facebook. That's very much appreciated. You have a Cricut. Looked at Silhouette. Wish I'd bought the Brother Scan and Cut. You know, I've looked at all of them. The Brother Scan and Cut, I believe, does fabric as well. So can the Silhouette. I have the Silhouette Cameo 3, and I bought it used. So there's no warranty on it or anything, but I also can use whatever I want. So I don't use the Silhouette cutters. I use my own, the CB09s, which are extremely inexpensive on, not eBay, on Amazon. So it makes it much cheaper to do it that way, and especially because I use it through the plastic. Their blades need to be replaced on a fairly regular basis. I have some of the Quilter's template plastic that I will be using for my next project, which I'm planning on doing a double wedding ring with EPP. The thought is that the edges, the curves will be much easier with the EPP than they would be if I was trying to stitch them. Not that I'm afraid of stitching curves. I used to do clothing making and dance costuming, but haven't done that in years and years and years. Welcome, Joyce. Thank you very much for joining us. Hi, my name is Tracy. I'm with Crafted Simple Life, and everybody is welcome here. Melissa from Practically Creative says she has a Juki 2010Q, a Baby Luck Jazz 2, a Baby Luck Flourish, and a Baby Luck Imagine, and a Baby Luck Cover Stitch. See a theme there? Yes, we do definitely see a theme there, Melissa. Delia has the Cameo 2 and the Cricut Maker. What do you think of the Cricut Maker, Delia? Have you used it with fabric, or have you just been doing paper mostly? I want to put the double ring template into my Cricut. There is a seller on Etsy that sells the wedding ring template, so I am planning on getting that. I think it's I think their name is EPP Addicts on Etsy. So that's what I'm planning on doing, is making that purchase and then starting to cut my template plastic. I finally got some thicker, what's the word? Freezer paper. So I'm excited to start working with that too. I haven't pulled out my my Cameo for so long. I'm just when brain fog set in a few months ago, it just everything went bye-bye for a while. But Delia has an old Husqvarna and an expensive brother to see if I'd liked piecing. Oh, okay. So Delia, are you fairly new to quilting then?
Yeah.
Kids are throwing things around. Do you want to say hello? Sure. Okay, come say hello.
I have to get up.
Well, yeah. This is Abby, my youngest. Can you pull your pants up a little? Or are you going to come say hi too?
No, Mother.
This is Abby, my youngest. She's my troublemaker.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No.
She's getting braces soon, which is lovely. And this is Catherine over here. She's my oldest. She's 14. Now, are either of you actually going to start crafting with me or no?
Maybe.
Maybe? Maybe. Probably not.
Probably not.
Joyce and Delia say, hi, Abby.
Hi.
And so does Melissa from Practically Creative. Alrighty. You good? They've seen Ginny. Thank you, Melissa. Yes, they do look fairly. Actually, Abby looks oddly like her father, and yet at the same time, just like me. Well, they both do, really. But, so I want to say thank you to everybody for coming tonight, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the likes that I can see that are showing up here, and thank you very much for joining me. If there's stuff that you want to see, let me know. It will take me a while, but I will eventually get there. Does anybody else do EPP with, like I do?
I'm dying.
Brenda says it's nice to meet you, ladies. And yes, Brenda, it's very nice to meet you too. My boy's just like...
Oh my god.
I think that's pretty much what you can say about my girls too, that they look just like me, Melissa, unless you've met their dad and then they look just like him. That's pretty much what's similar. You can see it as soon as we're next to one another, but you can't tell. Like you can tell they're both of ours is the bottom line.
Oh, it's right.
Looks like Delia's taken off. Thank you very much for joining, and have a great evening. I guess I should do some slow stitching. The elixir. The elixir. Sorry about that, guys. Alrighty. Melissa, I hear you there. Although at the same time they say that babies look like their father most often because they want the father to believe that it's actually theirs. So there's something to that too. They come out of us. We know it's they're ours. Drink I was dying all the time. Yeah, and you know what? I don't normally I don't like to drink Coke or Pepsi. I'm a Pepsi girl, but I don't like to drink it at night because it does prevent me from sleeping, but there's not much else for us to drink in this house right now, and I bought it for the weekend, so. What are you two arguing about over there?
No, I'm saying orange juice. I drink orange juice.
Oh, but I didn't get delivered orange juice.
Sorry. I can't.
Alright, so just starting off with getting tangled here. Alright, so getting Coke Zero for Joyce. And just putting it through my thread magic. Seems to help with the, or does help with the knotting, and it also helps with prevent the breakage. The 80 weight thread does tend to break a little bit more, or it could just be that I'm a little bit too rough, but it does tend to break on me, so I do like to use it when I'm at home. And I'm just putting my stitches. I do about 15 stitches per inch on my stitching. Maybe that's too much, maybe that's too little, but we'll see how this this quilt lasts. I'm thinking that with the amount of quilting that I'm hoping to add to it, that it'll be all good. So what other projects are you guys working on? Or not even that, what are you guys up to tonight? Other than, you know, joining me and having fun with me. I won't do it. Both my hands are too swollen and painful to do much right now. I hold a fork. You know, that's tough, Melissa. I hear you, and I totally get where you're coming from. When I started EPP, I could only do one or two sides, and then I got up to the point where I could do a considerable amount more than that. I could do one of these in a day, but not much more than that. But hello, Mary. How are you tonight? Thank you so much for joining. So yeah, I really had to work up to it, but like I said, when I was stuck in bed and there was literally nothing that I could do, I was just so bored to tears, and I was just so at my wit's end that I needed something to do with my hands, and I needed something to do with my head, and I just needed something. Joyce has been working on a baby quilt today. This evening I'll work on my Irish chain blocks. Oh, nice. You're working on the Irish chain. Are you doing a single Irish chain, or which one are you doing? I know that Kathy quilts, she's working on a triple Irish chain, I believe, isn't she? And at the end, and Brenda is watching it snow. Pretty flakes, may get a couple inches. Brenda, where do you live? I can't remember, I'm sorry. We have snow coming down tonight too. I am in just outside of Toronto in Ontario, Canada, and we get snow until April usually. There's always one snowfall in April, I find. So we'll have lots of snow still this March. Next week, however, is our March break, which is lovely. The girls get a bit of a break for a little while. Practically Creative. Melissa finally ordered fabric for my triple Irish chain. Caught the Kaufman roly-polies at 14. What's a roly-poly? I've heard that before, but I haven't figured out what that is yet. Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, okay. And for Eric, Otis Challenge. Oh, okay. Eric's hilarious. Just started watching him myself. I've been, like I said, I've been in a bit of a hole for a little while, so started coming out of it a few weeks ago, and been catching up on things, catching up with, and finding Lots of new YouTubers. Oh my goodness. Have you guys seen Tucker, the 17-year-old? I can't believe the talent that is coming out of that kid. He just completely blows my mind. Practically creative, a jelly roll, but the name is copied. Oh, okay. You gotcha. Oh, Joyce, yeah, he's just amazing. It's raw talent, and I can't imagine being 17 and having that much raw talent. He's got so many places that he's going to go. Melissa says, I accused Eric of being an engineer because the way he presents things. You know, Eric, he's funny, he's clear, he's concise, and he knows what he's doing. And I have the utmost respect for him. He's a sweetheart. And Ian, the off-kilter crafter, just makes me giggle. He's just hysterical. Yeah, Tucker is amazing. I heard Tiffany from Tiffany's Quilting Life talking about him, and I thought, really? A 17-year-old? And then I went and saw him, and yep, really, 17-year-old. And I just lost my thread. This is what I get for talking too much. All right. I really need to get stronger glasses because I cannot. Tiff is really promoting him. See lots of... Tiff is really promoting him. I see lots of similarities between her quilting Tuckers and the Susan lady that Tucker talks about. Great and geek here. Watch people long arm for him for fun. You know, I've done a lot of... spend a lot of time on Angela. Oh my goodness, what's her last name? On Angela's. With Tula Pink. She works with Tula Pink mostly. Angela Walters, that's her. I see a lot of similarities with Tucker and Angela Walters stuff too. I can see the swirls and the fans are very Angela Walters, I find. I have not watched the Susan lady that he talks about. I haven't gotten there yet, but Angela Walters, again, just exudes that natural raw talent that not everybody has, but we all want. Thank you, Joyce. Yes, well, Walters, Angela Walters. And I totally ripped my thread, so I'm just going to come back a few stitches. Do an anchor stitch. And then keep going. Melissa, I also like Beth at my sewing room. She's the one who made it seem like free mission quilting was something I could do myself. I don't think I've seen Beth from Sewing Room. I think I may have added her channel the other day and haven't had a chance to actually go look at her stuff yet. I'm pretty sure I did. Brenda Foley says, yes, Angela Walters taught me to quilt. You know, my oldest, I started I was listening to Angela Walters a couple weeks ago, and she's like, really? The one that says echo, 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 so everybody knows Angela Walters is around my house, but they don't know that they know them. Right, darling?
Mm-hmm.
She's giving me the cut eye. Because she knows exactly what I'm talking about. Echo, echo, echo. I learned Pebble from Angela Walters, trying to learn feathers. Yes, I've been working on both of them, and swirls. I'm not so good at swirls yet, but getting there. Beth does quiet videos, puts classical music and voiceovers, but it's yes. You know what? I was enjoying Tucker's video. It was literally, he doesn't necessarily talk when he was doing the pebbles and swirls on the Angela Walters quilt, actually. That was from about a month or two ago, I think. It might have been even longer than that. But all you could hear was the gamble, and he was just silent. But man, that gamble, it's just so soothing and so just relaxing. Melissa says she's good at meander and ribbon candy. I made a few of my own patterns up to for motion quilt. Joyce Hernandez, okay, I've seen some of Beth's. Oh, Beth's stuff, okay. I'm all over the classical music, so that is probably going to be what I binge on tonight, because I've had some caffeine after Sobeka. That video was gorgeous with the double wedding ring. It was. Ouch. Okay, so Brenda, you're from Louisville, Kentucky. And I know Melissa from Practically Creative is from Florida, but I'm not even going to try to say her city. And where is everybody else from? Hello, Nancy Gass. How are you tonight? Tucker will be a quilting superstar one day. You know what? I truly believe that, practically. Melissa, I do. I can see things going very well. He mentioned on one of his videos about the fact that Jenny Doan wants to meet him. So I'm thinking he's going to get up there very quickly, and I'm not sure he's going to know what to do with it, being as young as he is, but hopefully hopefully he has a nice long career. And Nancy's from Paducah, Kentucky. What are you eating over there? We went out to Walmart tonight to pick up a few things. We were out of toilet paper. So I got the kids some snacks. So they're busy eating their snacks at the moment. Joyce is from Warland, Wyoming. And Melissa says his mom isn't far away. She's usually in the room, and Tucker seems to have his head on straight. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. He's got beautiful hands. Oh my gosh. Everybody talks about my hands being nice long fingers and nail beds, but his hands are just... I can't stop watching them. Melissa, I saw that you published a video today. What was it about today? I didn't get a chance to watch it yet because we were out at Walmart, but I will go back and check up on it later. Melissa, I may notice that because people mention it about me too, more than the average person. But man, wow. His hands are just amazing. Melissa put up 2 shorts today. One of her baby chicks and one of my canner cranking. Ah, okay. Yes, I gotta go see baby chicks. Definitely. Does anybody else here have a YouTube channel that they'd like to promote? I don't think so, but please feel free. Joyce, didn't see the one on Canner. Both of us will have to go check it out afterwards, Joyce. So I'm hoping to get a second camera set up a little bit differently, so that you guys can see what I'm stitching. But I haven't figured out how to get that set up again yet. Things have changed in here. But that's what I've been doing so far tonight. And I know I'm not the usual. I go around the center and then I pop the center and then I do the sides, each one of them, and then I add on from there. And I know some others don't like it that way, but they like to do sort of the 3 and then the 3 petals and then add it to the center. Just depends on what you like. You had 700 views today? Good for you, Melissa. Good for you. I'm just happy to have 4 of you on here right now. You never know what's going to catch somebody's eye, really. Melissa says, I don't know if it's a nostalgia thing or people like the ASMR hearing. You know, it could be the combo of the two. I mean, I wouldn't have nostalgia for the canner. But I probably like the ASMR of it too. The ASMR of the gamble definitely gets me. I know it's loud, but at the same time it reminds me of my sewing machine. It's just that the metal, you can just hear it humming away. Thank you very much, Joyce. I appreciate that. What time is it? Oh, it's 45 minutes till Sobaka. Gotta keep an eye on that. Don't want to miss that. Melissa says, I didn't think it was affected by ASMR until I started watching lots of long arm videos. You know, the kids well, they used to like ASMR videos. They not so much about them now, but so we used to listen to a lot of them when the girls were young, but it depends on what it is, whether or not I enjoy it. But yes, the long arming videos, definitely. The sewing machine purring along behind you. No, that's definitely a nostalgia thing for me, Melissa. It's the purring along of the sewing machine. My mom was a sewer, and my grandmother, and the clicking of the knitting needles, that's an ASMR thing to me too. My goodness, is that ever an ASMR thing to me? Brenda says, let me just anchor this. Tomorrow's my guild's biggest fundraiser at Quilters Day Out. We have a booth I'll be working it and helping take down. That should be fun, Brenda. How big is your guild? I have yet to find a guild in this area. I mean, partially because of the C word, but also partially, not sure how well I'll do in a big group of people for a little while, but we'll see. I have definitely found that meeting the community within YouTube and sort of building from there has really helped me come out of my shell again, which is good. But I'm such a slow stitcher that it just, I don't know. But that's also why I'm here, because I want people to know that just because you're a slow stitcher doesn't mean that you aren't accomplishing anything, and doesn't mean that you aren't a valid quilter and or crafter. Going at your own pace and enjoying it is what we need to do. Melissa, hubby's oldest daughter got us a Nix frame for Christmas. Any of the kids can email videos or pics to it. Oh, that's cool. I love when the ones of the grands laughing pop up. That's so cute, Melissa. I wish I could find a guild here that doesn't discuss politics at every meeting. You know, and that... I guess I'm worried about that too, based on my age and being inclusive, and that's part of my thing too. I am an omnivert, so I can be very outgoing, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be putting my face up on YouTube. But at the same time, I recharge by being alone, and that's just who I am, and I've learned that about myself. But doesn't mean that I don't like people. It's just, you know. But the politics and the inclusiveness and that sort of thing, that's what keeps me away from the bigger guilds. Just being conscientious of what, you know, is being said on the end of things and at the end of things. So, I'm very careful about being inclusive in my world, and that's one thing I do want to, what's the word? One thing I do want to focus on is the fact that my channel is inclusive. You know, if I misgender you, please let me know. I will do my best to correct that. And please know that you are welcome here no matter what. So yeah, we have, Brenda has about 100, maybe 35 really active. We do a lot of charity. Well, that's good, Brenda. That's heartwarming to hear for sure. And practically creative, we're blue dots in a very red county. I'm a lot like you. I like to control my interactions with groups. Yeah. There's only so much that one person can take in negativity and seeing the world around you. So, all right, got a little flower done, I think. So I've got my little flower done. And I've now taken out the form from the center, so that now it's completely flexible. And what I'll do is I will stitch along each one of the outside edges of the flowers. So I'll stitch these two together, and then these two together, and then these two together, and then just go around, and then I add on to that. Melissa says, my younger son's wife is now his spouse and is transgender. They are raising their kids gender free. I can't have non-inclusive views. Melissa, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. And I think that's one of the things. It doesn't matter if I've got a transgender person in my family or not. I want transgender to feel comfortable, as well as any gender, any disposition. Just feel at home to be yourself, and being a happy, authentic you is what I strive for in myself, and what I strive for the people around me. Do I follow Kate at the Last Homely House? She does a lot of slow stitching. I have watched her, not a lot recently. I'm not sure why I haven't been watching her recently, but yes, I do watch her quite a bit. She's a sweet, sweet woman. Are you mad at your computer game over there? Okay, well, I think, does anybody have any questions or want to make any comments? I think I'm going to call it quits here. I'm getting a little tired. Brenda says, I guess I'm lucky. We're all business. I enjoy the giving. That is lucky. That's good. Hubby's best friend is now she also, so we see a lot of the struggle. Well, I'm glad that you're including them in your life, and I'm glad that you are making room for them. It is something that it does take some time to wrap your head around sometimes, but especially when you've known someone as one way for so long, and then all of a sudden you're trying to just change how you address a person. Even if someone chooses to take on their married name, it can take some time to get used to using the married name. I know it took me a long time to get used to using my married name, and then I don't use it again anyway, so it didn't really matter. But Brenda Foley, I give, Melissa says, I give directly to the Sheriff Department here for trauma survivors and to the DV shelter. Good for you, Melissa. Good for you. Alrighty, well, thank you very much for everybody for coming by and saying hello. I do plan on going live on Mondays. Mondays at 11 is the plan. It may or may not happen on a consistent basis, but we are going to try for that. And so thank you so much for all of you for joining me, for the likes. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel and get those notifications for when I do go live. And I apologize in advance if I, don't get online on Mondays at 11 Eastern Standard Time, but I will do my best. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Bye. Bye, guys.